my name is Flo, and today I wanted to share my experience getting a balayage in Taipei, Taiwan. For context, I do currently live in the States, but I actually prefer getting my hair done in Taiwan whenever possible because I feel like the hairstylists there are more comfortable and familiar with my hair texture. I do have really thick Asian hair that's also a little bit naturally wavy, so it's quite hard to maintain because it always looks dry and frizzy. So for that reason, I have often shied away from dyeing my hair a very light color because I was always scared that bleaching my hair multiple times would make my hair look even more like Dao Cao. So this is actually the lightest my hair has ever been, and I wanted to share my experience in case anyone else was interested in getting their hair done in Taiwan. There's 4 main topics that I want to cover in today's video. First, I want to talk about how I found a hair salon. Then I want to talk about the actual experience of getting my hair done. I'll touch on the cost, and then I'll wrap up with my reflections and thoughts about the entire process and my hair now. So finding a hair salon was not difficult, but it was not as easy as it would have been in the States. And this is because it's a little bit trickier to find information online in Taiwan when it comes to really searching for anything. I do believe that this is because of 2 reasons. The first is that Taiwanese culture and Taiwanese companies heavily rely on the app Line. A lot of the communication is done through Line, and hair salons, some of them don't even have their own websites where you can find information. A lot of the advertising is done through Instagram before you are connected to them through Line. And the second reason is because folks in Taiwan don't use review sites like Yelp or Google reviews to the extent that folks in the US do. As a result, that's also going to make the search for the perfect hair salon a little bit trickier. So given that context, the way that I went about my initial search was to first find a salon that I liked on Instagram. Balayage in Chinese is 渐层, so I first looked up accounts with that term in its name. I recognize the limitations of doing so, particularly with Instagram's search feature and its lack of robustness. But I figured that if a salon were to specialize in balayage, they would include it in their account name. So once I found a hairstylist's Instagram account that I liked, the next step was to add them online. Usually hairstylists will have a link in their bio where you can add them directly, but there are times where you have to physically search their username in order to add them as a friend. Once I add a hairstylist online, there tends to be a feature when I interface with business accounts that allows me to click on different icons in order to get an automated response. A lot of hairstylists will have a pricing option, so at this point I will be able to get a general ballpark of how much my service will cost. Pricing does tend to vary depending on the length of your hair, the number of times you need to bleach your hair, and whether you have virgin hair versus previously dyed hair. Of course, there are other add-ons like hair treatments or perms that will increase the cost of your service as well. But from what I have seen, balayages tend to include the cost of a haircut, so you won't need to pay extra for that. So now I want to talk a little bit about my actual appointment and show you some footage from that day. My appointment, generally speaking, was pretty standard when it comes to getting a balayage. It lasted a total of 9 hours, which is on the lengthier end of things, but is also not unexpected when it comes to getting your hair done. One thing that was at least a little bit unique in my own experience was that at the beginning of my appointment, my hairstylist actually took a couple strands of my hair to test its health and its strength before doing anything to my hair. She told me that she needed to check to make sure my hair would be able to undergo the stress that it would go under during the bleaching and the entire process of the balayage. And this was also needed to inform how many times I would need to bleach my hair, depending on how much my hair lightened during the process. And this was something that I really appreciated because it felt like the hairstylist and the hair salon really do try to keep their customers' best interest in mind and make sure that they do everything in as healthy of a way as possible. Now I want to shed light on the cost of getting a balayage in Taipei. From all the hair salons that I looked into, it seemed like the typical cost ranged from 6,000 to 9,000 NTD. This is about $195 to roughly $300 USD, which honestly is a pretty reasonable price range. I'm not super familiar with how much it costs in the US since I've only gotten a balayage once before, but my gut does tell me that this is on the lower end of things. So that is also another great reason to get your hair done in Taiwan. So I was very happy with the price that I paid, which kind of segues nicely into the final part of the video where I want to talk about my reflections and thoughts. Overall, I would say that I am very, very satisfied and happy with the results. I do really like the color. I will mention that I have washed my hair a couple times already since my hair appointment, so it has changed a little bit, but I was very, very happy with the final results immediately after my hair appointment and now after 3 or 4 washes. And ever since I got my hair done, I have been putting in an effort to try to maintain my hair as much as possible. To be completely honest, before getting my hair done, I was pretty lazy with my hair and did not put that much effort into doing hair masks or hair treatments and using hair oil or honestly even drying my hair. But my hairstylist emphasized the importance of doing all of these things, so I have gone out to purchase several different products that I now use in my hair on a regular basis. I do hope to continue this process, but it of course has added a lot of time to my regular hair care routine, so we will see how long I can keep it up for. My only concern is I'm not sure when I'm coming back to Taiwan. I do try to come back every year, but it won't be every 6 months, which does mean that I will need to find a salon in the States for me to maintain my hair in the meantime. So that's all I have for today's video. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.